everyone. I'm your host, Heather Dawson, and welcome to the June episode of Healthy RC Living. Well, we have some exciting news. The Healthy RC youth leaders received first place in the state and county for the video competition for the Directing Change program. The film was called La Ropa Sucia, or Dirty Laundry, and shed light on mental health awareness for the entire community. Let's check it out.
No quiero ir a la escuela hoy. Tengo miedo que me va a dar un ataque de pánico. Necesito ayuda.
Pero Natalie, tú sabes que estas cosas son un poco privadas. La ropa sucia hay que lavar en casa.
Natalie, ¿puedes compartir la respuesta?
Todo el mundo me está mirando. ¿Por qué me escogieron para responder? Siento que me voy a vomitar. No puedo sentir mis dedos. Quiero salir de aquí.
¿Estás bien?
No, no estoy bien. Hay gente que no juzga. Hay esperanza. La ropa sucia se debe sacar a la luz pública. No estás solo. El estigma con la salud mental afecta a todas las culturas. Puedes ser tú la persona que rompa el ciclo.
And now let's check out the new Teen Summit with our photojournalist, Michael Serrano. Students at Etiwanda High School have a new compost program that encourages a lifestyle change at home so their family reduces their household waste. The program also helps school cafeterias bring waste from food prep directly to the compost bins weekly. Here's more.
We're starting a new composting program here at Etiwanda High School. We're planning on reducing our school's waste and trying to get some free fertilizer for our new gardens.
So basically at our school, what we're doing is we're putting bins around campus. And whenever you finished eating and you have leftover food that you normally throw away, get put in our landfills, you're gonna put it into our bins instead. And which will be put into our life feeders, which will turn into fertilizer for our garden.
Some of the benefits of composting are creating a positive impact on our school and local environment. Disposing of our food waste into the composting bins will further help make our environment a better place.
With this project, we can reduce our school's waste, our school's ecosystem footprint, and the amount of land waste and water.
Some do's of composting would be using things such as banana peels, apple cores, fruit stems. You can also use eggshells, bread, pastas, and all veggies.
Some things that you don't want to put into the composting bins are citruses such as limes, oranges, and tangerines, no meat or bones, and no dairy products at all.
Arbor Day was celebrated throughout the city, including a hole digging event at Hermosa Park.
Trees are our friends. We climb on them when we're little.
On a warm day like today, after you've been playing for a while, where are you going to go stand? Probably over there in the shade, right?
We hide under them for shade from the sun or protection from the rain. And every day, we're all subconsciously taking advantage of the clean air they're providing us. The city of Rancho Cucamonga goes out on a limb every year to remind us that trees are more important than ever.
This is the 24th year in the city of Rancho Cucamonga that we are celebrating Arbor Day. Rancho Cucamonga places a very, very high priority in planting trees every year. We planted 7 of them over on the hill on the north side of the park. It's a part of Tree City USA program. It's a nationwide program. The city's public works folks, as well as the 3rd graders, all participated in the plantings.
The National Arbor Day Foundation is the world's oldest and largest tree planting organization.
The city of Rancho Cucamonga takes great pride in the trees throughout the community. And in an effort to keep our trees beautiful year-round, there are several arborists on staff that protect the trees that exist, plant more when possible, and remind us why our trees are so important. Rancho Cucamonga averages temperatures in the 90s during the peak summer months, and once it even got as high as 113 degrees. Did you know that trees can help conserve energy and save you money? Properly planted trees can cut air conditioning costs by 15 to 35%, and studies of similar houses with or without trees have shown that those whose yards are sheltered with trees have a higher value. Facts like these were just some of the fun during the celebration, but the real excitement came when the kids got to get their hands dirty. Groups of students were paired with city employees to plant 7 juvenile trees that will soon be big enough to find shelter under and strong enough to hold birds' nests. And even though we only celebrate Arbor Day once a year, the students of Victoria Groves Elementary will be able to look over and watch the trees they planted grow a little bigger and stronger each day. To qualify as a Tree City USA community, a town or city must meet 4 standards established by the Arbor Day Foundation and the National Association of State Foresters. These standards were established to ensure that every qualifying community would have a viable tree management plan and program. There are 3,400 communities throughout the United States that participate in Tree City USA, and it's important to remember that no community will be excluded because of their size. Each community must have a tree board or department, a tree care ordinance, a community forestry program, and an Arbor Day observance and proclamation.
On behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation, CAL FIRE, it gives me great privilege, pride, honor to present to you the 24th Annual Tree City USA Awards. So congratulations.
And I don't want to leave today without expressing the City Council's deep, deep sense of pride and appreciation for the people that really make our trees beautiful in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, and that's all those maintenance workers in the back.
All participants, big or small, at this year's Arbor Day celebration took home a greater appreciation of trees, their important contribution to our environment, and a starter tree for sprucing up their own yard.
Celebrating Arbor Day at Victoria Groves Park with Victoria Groves Elementary School, I'm Gabrielle D'Addario for Healthy RC Living.
And let's head to the Health Equity Summit at Central Park in Rancho Cucamonga with photojournalist Michael Serrano.
We are gathered here this morning for a role-playing and interactive discussion. One of the main reasons why Healthy RC pulled this event together was to bring key people and organizations together for this innovative event that served Rancho Cucamonga.
As you go through today's simulation, these experiences aren't just for people who are in poverty. These are real life situations and challenges that everyday people like you and me can experience on any given day. And really it's our hope and belief that through this experience and through the work that you all do in your community, right, that all people, regardless of their background, regardless of their income, regardless of their education or where they live, that we can all have the opportunity to lead healthy lives.
Don't forget to eat.
It was real, like, see, for me, even though I know it wasn't real, I was still like overwhelmed in a way because I couldn't pay my rent. I didn't buy food or anything. I couldn't pay for utility or anything. So really, it was really eye-opening because to see that people really do live like this and people get robbed, people can't pay rent. It was just eye-opening.
I definitely think it gives people the opportunity to have a small glimpse of the frustration that our families go through, that our teenagers go through, that our children go through, and through not really so much from their own fault. So I think that was a different perspective, and also it really showcases how it's really hard to get ahead when you're that far behind.
It was somewhat of a culture shock just because I hear about these every day, but just to actually experience it, given the limited amount of money, the limited amount of resources, it was very realistic. And these people are our neighbors, they're our family members, they're our friends, so to be in their shoes during this simulation was very humbling and realistic.
Everyone should have access to good health and resources that allow us to fulfill our life experience as families and individuals to the full.
I actually live this life that we just simulated here. I did the struggling with the food stamp, the eviction, the homelessness. I lived it. That really touched me today. When I was living it, I didn't know how painful it was. I just thought that's how I have to live, I have to survive and make it for my children. But now actually here playing it again, it was stressful. It was really stressful, and it really made me see how far I've come. And I'm hoping I'll be able to help others get past it somehow, because I have it and I need it, and I have a business to show.
Hi there.
Another beautiful day here in Rancho Cucamonga, and you could just see the excitement among the kids here at Grapeland Elementary School as their third annual Walkathon is underway.
More than 600 students at Grapeland Elementary, basically the entire student body, took part in the end of the school year Walkathon and library fundraiser.
You know, the Walkathon is for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it's part of our district wellness policy. We want to do things that can get kids engaged in physical activities. We know kids do things at home after school sports, but that's not everybody. And if we could do something here at school to get them involved in some physical activity, we're going to do it. And this is one of the ways that our PTA is meeting our district wellness goals. We do this along with a walking program in the morning and an afternoon walking program. They're having a great time.
The Walkathon was a day-long event that featured cooling stations manned by moms and different themed laps, like the disco lap. Needless to say, the kids were having a blast.
Oh my gosh, I've been seeing kids jumping around all day. I, of course, think they're having a great time.
Local law enforcement was also present. Students had a visit from Deputy George Dorda from the Rancho Cucamonga Sheriff Station, and they were able to see a police car up close. They also had a flyover from the Sheriff's Department helicopter. Now, the school supports the organization Operation Community Cares, which sends care packages to our troops overseas. So there were former members of the military on hand representing the men and women of our armed forces who have benefited from these packages. And on top of all that, the event acted as a fundraiser for the school's library.
These students have earned pledges from their grandparents, from their parents, and they're raising money to help support our library and to help support the other PTA programs that we have here at Great Bend.
We are going to be fundraising hopefully about $3,000, and the PTA is going to match dollar for dollar up to $3,000 for books in our school library.
The ultimate goal of the annual Walkathon is to encourage kids to stay active.
We know that when kids are physically active and healthy, they're going to live longer lives, they're going to be more productive citizens, and that's what we want to instill in these kids. As they're just beginning their education careers, we want them to be academically fit, we also want them to be physically fit.
And that message seems to be hitting home with students.
If you keep active and healthy, you do better in your grades, and it gets you far in life.
From the 3rd annual Walkathon at Great Bend Elementary School, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
I'm here at the one place in town where you can get paparazzi popcorn flavored frozen yogurt. We're at Menchie's, and trust me, there's a lot more delicious flavors inside.
Menchie's promise when you walk in the door is that they serve up smiles. And from the rainbow of fresh toppings and over 10 different custom-made frozen yogurt flavors to choose from, and plenty of goodies to take home, there is no doubt that that promise will be fulfilled.
It's all about the experience. We've always believed that an exceptional experience is really what makes special brands. And from day one, we designed our stores to be unique, warm, and the friendliest place on earth. And when you walk into one of our stores, anywhere around the world, not only will make you smile, we'll make your day better. And it all starts with the experience when you walk in. It's our design, it's our layout, it's our colors, it's our theme, it's our brand characters, it's Menchie, it's our sweet friends, it's our team. That when you walk in, that best-in-class guest care, that special experience begins right there with our famous Welcome to Menchie's.
The Menchie's concept was founded by lovebirds Donna and Adam Caldwell back in 2007 when Adam took Donna to a frozen yogurt store on one of their first dates. Their shared sweet tooth fed their dream to create a yogurt shop where people from all over the world can not only enjoy the sweet treat, but experience a unique and friendly environment as part of a winning formula to make people smile.
And taking one of our spoons and interacting with our characters and taking a sticker and a magnet and a tattoo and our merchandise and our patio and our patios and our party rooms, and all of those together create not only something unique and special, they create an experience that is flawlessly fun. And when you drive back from your day and you had a long day in school or a long day at work, and you want to have that special place, that special feeling, something that will lift your spirits, you know that when you see our sign, when you see Menchie, you know that walking inside one of our stores will make you smile.
So what makes Menchie's unique, besides their dedication to serving up sweets and smiles? Their headquarters has its very own R&D lab where proprietary yogurt flavors are created that guests cannot get anywhere else.
What goes to creating our yogurt flavors and what we call our Menchie's private label collection is a lot of energy, effort, and countless hours into creating our proprietary line of products that is only served and proudly served at Menchie stores worldwide. And we are highly conscientious of the origin of our product, the well-being and the integrity of the sourcing of our product and where it came from. And variety is all about creating that special formula, that special winning blend of the mix of flavors, so that anytime when you walk into one of our stores, you can find something that you like.
With over 300 stores in only 5 years, Menchie's has quickly cornered the market on frozen treats in the US. But they haven't finished expanding yet.
It's just astonishing that we were able to develop that amount of stores and make so many people smile in so many communities in such a relatively short time span of 5 years. And we're open in 40 states in the union. And if you'd asked me 5 years ago, I always knew we'll do well and I always knew we'll make a lot of people smile. But 300 stores in 5 years, it's just incredible to see that.
This beautiful Pacific Electric Trail here in Rancho Cucamonga has become a destination for bike riders, joggers, and those walking for exercise. Now the city of Rancho Cucamonga is focusing on pedestrian safety throughout the city.
Just the slightest distraction on the road can lead to a tragedy that can result in serious injury or even death. Nationwide statistics show that more than 4,000 pedestrians and 600 bicyclists are killed every year, and many times these accidents are preventable.
There's a lot of things going on in the new cars now. There's navigation systems in the car, and there's a lot of buttons, more than there ever used to be. So I think that's a distraction. Also, everybody now is carrying a phone, and most everybody's carrying a smartphone. And so there's a lot of apps and programs, and people are doing things on those while they're driving and while they're walking. And so you combine that, you've got a pedestrian and a driver that are both distracted with the device. That's where some of the problems come in.
Rancho Cucamonga has been the site of several crashes in recent months, including a hit and run along Wilson Avenue that killed a man on a bicycle. And this crash, where an inattentive bicyclist suffered a broken arm. Whether it's a drunk driver, a distracted motorist, or a pedestrian or bicyclist who's not paying attention, the consequences can be permanent and oftentimes deadly. With that in mind, city officials and the police department have joined together for a new safety awareness campaign called Look, Look, Look.
We saw a lot of traffic accidents related to bicycles and pedestrians, and we had more fatalities last year than we think is acceptable. So what we wanted to try and do is reach out to all walks of the community, because it's affecting everybody, children, adults, drivers, bicyclists, pedestrians, and teach them about being aware.
Crews have been out and about putting up the Look, Look, Look signs along city streets and pathways, and at the start of the school year, local school kids will be taught the importance of staying alert. Captain Newcomb says it's important that all of us learn to share the road.
We have to share the road with pedestrians and bicyclists, and we're trying to reach out and teach people how to do that. The Look, Look, Look campaign encompasses all of those people, bicyclists, pedestrians, and drivers, asking them to pay attention and share the road.
With the launch of the Look, Look, Look campaign, local officials hope to make Rancho Cucamonga streets safer for everyone.
We've started with some signage and a brand campaign that we hope will reach out to the community and become a common word, and people in the city will know, oh, look, 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 yeah, that means heads up, pay attention, and our hope through this campaign is to save lives.
So make our community safer. When out and about, whether walking, riding, or driving, remember to look, look, look. From the Pacific Electric Trail, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
When it comes to being a parent, sometimes it can get confusing, but we should always understand how to keep our children safe in our vehicles. With laws continuously changing, we're sometimes mystified at the most simple tasks. So we've asked our Sheriff's Service Specialist, Marianne Tucker, to demonstrate just how easy it is to buckle our loved ones in.
Okay, first we're gonna put this shelf liner under the seat, and then we're gonna put the base down, and then we're gonna pull the seat belt all the way out, and then once we have it all the way out, we're gonna hook it on this side, and then once we have it hooked into the buckle, we're gonna pull it as tight as we can, put a little bit of pressure on the base itself, and then we're going to let the rest of the seat belt ratchet back in up at the top there. So we want to get a tight fit, pull it through, and then we're going to insert the seat belt on this side and pull it as far as we can. And then we're going to make sure that it doesn't move more than 1 inch at the belt path, and then we know we have a secure fit into the seat itself.
Okay.
So this we're gonna put in here.
It seems pretty easy, but if you're left confused, Rancho Cucamonga Police Department's chief lets us know what to do.
All of our personnel at Rancho Cucamonga Police Station are all trained in how to teach people how to put a car seat in the back of the car. And they actually go to a class to learn how to do that. We also have car seats at the station that we will give to people if they don't have them. And because we are very, very strong about enforcing the laws as it relates to child safety and child seats. I mean, it's a very, very safe thing to do, and it's a very dangerous thing if you don't do it.
The leading cause of death in children ages 3 to 14 are motor vehicle crashes. With the use of child restraints and correct child seat positioning, mortality rates can be reduced by more than 70%. By California state law, children must ride in a safety-designed seat until they reach the age of 6 or 60 pounds. Then the toddler law takes over. Deputy Kevin Allen explains what this law is.
Well, the toddler law did not exempt the old law. Now you just have to have a booster seat, which is actually going to elevate the child up to where the restraint belt doesn't go across their neck. So you're trying to make it safer for them, so the belt, as it's designed, stops the support. You know, in an event of a crash, it stops the torso of the body, and doesn't cut the neck. So that's why that law was enacted by Jerry Brown. So you have the two laws, which are both still in effect. You have the child seat law, and then you have the toddler law.
As our children develop into teens, safety concerns shift from booster seats to cell phones. With today's new generation, cell phones have become a near necessity. As parents and role models, it becomes our job to make sure there's a clear understanding of laws and safety concerns. California law clearly states that anyone under the age of 18 is not permitted to use a cell phone in the driver's seat, even with a hands-free device. Adults over the age of 18 may talk on a cell phone while using a hands-free safety device. However, texting is never allowed.
You are never allowed to have your cell phone in your hand when you're in a vehicle for any reason. If the car is on the roadway and the engine is running, you cannot do anything with the cell phone.
To learn more about traffic safety laws, visit the Office of Traffic Safety's website at www.ots.ca.gov. This is Gabrielle D'Addario.
It's an inevitable scenario for California, a major quake with devastating results. And all experts agree we need to be prepared, especially here in Rancho Cucamonga.
Our community, through Brianna Medina, our emergency manager, has always been real good about setting up various activities for the city to ensure our preparedness for that kind of an event.
The city showed its role in being prepared by participation in the Great California Shakeout, which was a statewide drill that simulated the response to a major earthquake hitting the state.
We pick a theme or a topic or a specific aspect of our plan that we want to test and make sure is good and make adjustments where needed. This year, what we're going to do is we're going to test out our internal evacuation planning of mainly all of our city facilities. So our employees who have been instructed and been given some training up to now get to test that and see how those plans are going to work.
While this drill was carried out in an office setting, the shakeout was also meant to be a reminder to homeowners that being self-sufficient after a major quake will be a necessity.
Well, the message we're trying to get out to the community, both residents and businesses, it's real basic. Get a kit. You know, you should have a minimum of 3 days and maybe up to 2 weeks worth of supplies for each person in your household. Have a plan. Have a plan that would include how to notify each other, how to communicate with each other if you're not all together. You know, a lot of folks will have a plan to call family members out of state so they can kind of use that as a rallying point, so to speak. So a plan of some kind that would, number one, account for everybody. That's the main thing. Have a plan for, you know, what you would do if your house was not livable, those types of things.
While the shakeout has become an annual happening for Californians, it is inevitable that one day we will all be faced with the reality of a sizable earthquake, and this drill may turn out to be a tool in helping many citizens survive. For Healthy RC, this is J.R. Ibarra.
And And that wraps up the June episode of Healthy RC Living. If you tuned in late, don't worry. You can catch Healthy RC Living all month long, airing daily 3 times a day at 8 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 7 in the evening right here on Channel 3, except Wednesdays. Or you can always watch all the episodes online, healthyrc.com, and check out our blog, healthyrcliving.com. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.